And welcome back, everyone, to our second DreamHack qualifier of the season. Of course, welcome to DreamHack Masters Valencia 2022 North American Open Qualifier number 1. I'm, of course, your host, Light VIP, and with me is, once again, the infamous casting jersey herself. Welcome, everyone. Kuro.
Quack. TvZ.
Yes, welcome everyone. Of course, it is a little bit late here for Kuro. It's nearing, or it's actually past midnight now in Europe.
Yeah, gladly I'm not steal mode, so I don't turn into a pumpkin.
What? Oh god, yeah. So Kuro will be here joining me at least for the start of the broadcast. And yeah, we have quite a broadcast ahead of us. Earlier on last night for me, I guess yesterday for everyone, we were live with the DreamHack Taiwan Hong Kong qualifier, and honestly it did not disappoint, and hopefully we can say the same here for North America. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you want to have a look at the brackets yourselves. If you want to have a look at all the players that are playing today. Honestly, it was so difficult picking our first series. There's there's so many good players here, and I cannot wait to dive into this. And before we do, as I let the players know that we are ready, you can see on the screen here the players that have been invited to both the main event and the closed qualifier. There was one last minute change.
There was a change, indeed.
Yes, there was one last minute change, and one of our own, one of the CranKy Ducklings, did end up advancing on to the main event from the closed qualifier. If you can see there, Vindicta is now in the main event. He did end up replacing Nina, as she did not accept her invite.
Yeah, so slight changes in the invites, but that means that our Duckling Vindicta just goes straight into the main regional event. So hey, we're not complaining.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad that Nina won't be competing in this season. It's her choice. I'm not too sure. I hope everything is okay there.
Yeah. Maybe dates didn't match up or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
it's possible.
something might have happened.
Yes, it is possible. But we are getting ready for our for our first series. The lobby has been made. We're just waiting for Kuro to join the lobby, please. Kuro,
what?
please.
Like, oh, you remade. You didn't tell me that you remade. How am I supposed to know? I was alt up trying to make social media.
Oh god. Here we go. We are going to be diving into our first series, and as you can see on the screen right here, we have it for you. Yesterday, we didn't get to cast a single Zerg player in the Taiwan Hong Kong qualifiers. It was still a great qualifier, don't get me wrong, but now we have one in a spicy matchup.
Hold on, I have to press publish on this last post, as I'm also trying to desperately make all the social media posts at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. For those wondering,
this is fine.
When we go live, usually Kuro makes the social media posts, like on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, everything. She's usually the one doing all of that.
Like, I mean, when I'm streaming, it's Light doing that. So, like, we basically switched. So when we're both casting, like, we don't have anyone to do that. Yeah,
Kuro was waiting for the bracket to go live before posting for StarCraft esports and all that stuff. So she was a little bit preoccupied, a little bit.
Oh boy, I just realized what a matchup you picked us. I love these names. Like, both of them are equally ridiculous.
Go for it.
But first off, we have this blue Terran player in the top left corner of Curious Minds LE. He's representing License to Kill. It is Spaghetti.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the American Zerg player himself. He is red. It is Yoyo.
And do you see what I see?
Oh,
as someone would say.
So
we're starting spicy with this spaghetti.
We are. So as a reminder to everyone, we did find out during the 2v2 tournament that we were able to cast a couple of weeks ago, LTK's Spaghetti is actually LTK's Binski. So he did change his ID in name. So he's
Now that makes more sense. Okay.
yes, he's a much more notable player, and even though he's going for a bit of a proxy, the Overlord is poised to scout it. Is it? Or is it going to turn around a little bit too soon?
Oh, I don't know.
Ah!
It's turning. We only checked the base itself, but not what was behind it. And these two barracks are safe.
Yoyo doesn't see at all. He has no idea. Thankfully, the Overlord turns around to check the ramp, so he should spot all of these SCVs, and now it's a later scout, but he knows about the bunkers.
I mean, he knows, but they're already going up, so I don't know, he gets to pull the workers against them, right?
Oh, yeah.
But can he do it in time?
Exactly. The goal here is to be able to deny all these bunkers is maybe... Oh my god, it's a full wall off as well! He can't get to the other side!
Yeah, exactly. Like, all 3 bunkers, like, started, so now it's really hard to get into them. And all of them will go up.
Oh, and that was rough because that was a lot of lost mining time for no reason there for Yoyo. The bunkers will finish up. No, the Overlord's gonna get killed! Ah, supply blocking Yoyo!
Yeah, it's really not great for Yoyo. He gets the Zerglings, so that is nice, but with 3 bunkers and, like... There are 3 bunkers, 3 SCVs alive to fix them, and, like, all the Marines that Binski wants.
Not like this, Papi, not like this. We didn't even really get to talk much about the players, but things are popping up here, and thankfully there are 2 spines. Links are slowly being banked up. Yoyo did get out of his supply block. He's supply blocked again, by the way, so he has to wait for another Overlord. It looks like he may just have to dive in with everything he has once this wave of Lings pops out. He's going for it.
I think he's waiting for the hatchery. I think he's waiting for the broodlings.
He needs to save the hatchery. He has to save it.
Yeah, he's trying his best, but there are 3 there's an SCV repairing the bunker and 2 SCVs repairing the SCV.
Oh my god. Finally, one of the SCVs will go down. Finally, the spines will be able to borrow, but is it going to be enough? They do target down the SCVs, but there's still one left.
Yeah, they get the last one, but there are 2 more bunkers left, so even if this one falls, there's still more.
Yeah, and you could argue that the damage has been done. The natural base goes down. The queen goes down as well. Binski, he's... in our first series of the day, it's going to be over before it began here. There's nothing stopping him from pushing up this ramp.
Yeah, the spine is not yet dug in. There are no more Zerglings. There's only drones here against all of these Marines. I mean, that is a lot of drones, but it's not enough.
G gets called, and Binski takes game number 1. Kuro, why does this happen whenever you cast? What did you do here? What?
I'm not gonna say that I attract these kind of games, but look.
Shaking my head, Kuro, shaking my head.
Okay, listen, would you have this or would you have TvT with the tanks staring at each other?
Look, I would have a nice macro TvZ is what I wanted, okay?
Sure.
Oh, God.
We'll see what we can do with this.
We'll see, as boom, we are diving straight into game number 2. I didn't really get to talk much about it, but the reason why I wanted to dive on this series, obviously Binski is one of the LTK boys. He is a very strong ladder hero, like Binski, Rocker, Maples. These guys dominate the NA ladder. But I've been hearing a lot of really good things about Yoyo. Very impressive things about his macro overall, and how he's like a player to keep our eye on. But we're not seeing the macro. It's not happening.
I mean, he doesn't have time to make it happen, but I guess we'll see if he can do it in the second game, as we are now on 2000 atmospheres, once again looking at the base of the blue Terran, representing license to kill, Spaghetti, also known as Binski.
And
I kind of like Spaghetti as a name.
It's a nice
Silly.
name. It's a nice name. And spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have our American Zerg player. He is red, having a bit of a rough time there in game number 1, but hopefully he can bounce back. It is Yoyo.
By the way, I like Icecar's comment in the chat.
Fala galera! Oh god. And I was about to say that Yoyo, he has his own pasta boy here.
Yeah. Sure.
Hopefully it's gonna be enough, mate, as he actually opens up with a pull first.
Oh, interesting. I guess we'll see what comes out of this. This is not like crazy pool, no like 12 pool or any like sort of quick ring rush. There's still a base, so don't worry, guys. But it is a pool first still versus a Terran. I mean, it may be partially because of the last game, but hey.
Yeah, I imagine this is just a safety pool first. We do have 6 links coming out here, and if there was a proxy, he would be able to just completely shut it down. But Binski ends up winning the mind games a little bit here, and there is no proxy. He's opening up standard, but that doesn't mean that Yoyo can't do anything with this. The goal here now is to sneak out across the map, get past the Reaper, and get on top of this CC.
Yeah, I did. I mean, as we said, like it wasn't like a super defensive event opening. I would say like he made these 6 links, but like that's about it, and now he can just move on from that. While the links will look for some stuff to do. Ooh, they actually meet the Reaper.
The Reaper checks, and the Reaper does encounter all of these links. Not like this Yoyo. The links won't be able to get across the map. He's gonna try and continue to sneak around though, so maybe he can still get on top of the CC.
Yeah, he tried to split them up, but the Reaper is actually checking, so he's gonna find these as well.
Yeah, exactly. He is checking here for these lings, and just like that, Binski, he once again comes out ahead in the opener. But again, it is only a slight lead. Yoyo slightly behind in the economy, but it's not the biggest thing. It's not the worst thing.
Yeah, definitely could be worse. Oh, a front third from Yoyo as well. Might as well.
There is that vertical third. Meanwhile, the Marine wants to get a kill on this Overlord. A couple of links are going to try and stop it, but no! Oh, they just barely get the Marine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Say, what do you mean? It was perfectly calculated.
Oh my god, that was very close there. Like, that was honestly one of the biggest things that killed Yoyo in the last game, getting supply block, getting his first Overlord killed, so thankfully that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, definitely. That was. I mean, it definitely didn't help with the defense when you literally cannot make anything but overlords. But it's we don't have the same situation happening in this game, so I guess you will be able to actually transition it in a mid game.
Yeah, you pointed it out. This is a pretty interesting third base location for Yoyo. This is very aggressive, to be honest, and it's vulnerable to drops, but it's it's gonna be a great platform for creep to kind of launch forward. I'm sure if Chase was here, he'd be like, "Yo, Queen, well, sorry, like Roach push, let's go." But I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like the moment, to be honest, the moment I saw the early pool, I'm like, roaches, right? Like, that's what people do. They do roaches, but nothing so far.
Nothing yet. Meanwhile, oh god, the mineral line is exposed already. A couple of drones going down, but a nice Evo wall.
Yeah, I mean, 2 drones do fall down, but it's only 2 drones, so it's not too bad actually. And that block was right on time.
Exactly. At the same time, we do have an Overlord dipping into the main base, confirming the earlier third CC, so a very macro-oriented opener, but also confirming the 2-1-1 did see both Raxes.
Yeah, and with the 2-1-1 coming in, this Baneling nest on the back Furious base will be really useful.
Well, yeah, Baneling nest is already finishing up. Another 2 drones go down, so 4 in total here, and Binski can just continue to dip in. But again, because it is a 2-1-1, there are only a handful of Hellions to work with. We're not really going to see any more from here.
Yeah, and a few of them already fell down, and I don't know if he's gonna repair the rest of them, so that will be probably the end of the harassment for now. Is he fixing him? Oh, he's fixing them. Look at that.
Yeah, the Hellions are being repaired. Honestly, I mean, the Hellions can be really useful in the mid game, especially if you do get an armory just to morph in a couple of Hellbats. It will help with the bio push. Speaking of, that bio push is now moving out across the map. The 2 medevacs have finally finished up, and now it is go time for Binski. Yoyo, what does he have to defend? He does have a decent amount of queens, but looking at the units tab, only 10 lings to work with. This is a little bit scary, especially because Yoyo did scout. He needs lings. He doesn't necessarily need banelings, but he needs an army to defend.
Yeah, as you can see, he's working on Evos, he's working on Bane Speed, he's working on all the tech, and only now he's morphing the Zerglings. They're not gonna be here in time.
Exactly, this is a very late morph. Because of that, 2 queens go down. The 4th base could be denied, but Yoyo doesn't want the 4th. He wants more than that.
Yeah, the queens are gonna try to defend the base, but they're running out of transfuses real fast, and most of them are down by now. Ooh, that hit though.
Yeah, the hits will mean Yoyo will survive this push, but there were so many losses there. Looking at the units lost tab, 6 queens got picked off. That's honestly pretty significant. That's a lot of minerals down the drain.
Yeah, and the attack is actually not over. Like he made Binski like move away for a bit, but like the force is still here and like is still posing quite a threat.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, Yoyo tries to go for a little bit of a Ling run by. The third base is exposed, so he's going to get some SCV kills. He's going to force some lost mining time, but the reinforcements will stop this from getting too out of control.
Does he actually get any SCVs? He got 1.
Got 1. Which is better than nothing, to be fair. We also have a little bit of a Bane run by being set up, or a Bane, run by as Baneling speed just finishes up.
Yeah, he's waiting for that speed and he's probably gonna roll right into the third base as this attack is still on the side of Yoyo's map.
Yeah, exactly, and there's very little crease spread here. Honestly, I'm really concerned. Thankfully for Yoyo, there's only 1 tank here. 1 tank isn't the most intimidating force. Like, this is very defendable.
Yeah, and he's trying to gather the forces together as... Oh, the base? The base? The base?
Yeah, speaking of the Banes, here we go. The Baneling run by goes into the third base. Every single SCV is going to go down, and a Massling run by here at the natural.
Yeah, and actually catching the reinforcements, including a tank, as this attack is also being repaired. Yoyo actually getting into this game.
Oh, exactly. Yoyo honestly had a rough start, had a very rough start, but here, getting into the mid game, he's all over the place. I didn't even notice, but 22 SCVs in total have gone down, and he's not done. He goes for the counterattack.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that's the best moment, right? But there is already a force of Binski waiting for him, so he has to be careful about how he engages this.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Binski, he will survive, but now he's down in the economy. Again, pushing out with 1 tag was very bold. I think he was maybe a little bit overconfident because of how many queens he killed earlier. And now Binski's on a bit of a back foot, and I didn't even notice this either, but despite all those queens dying earlier on, the crease spread is looking pretty good here from Yoyo.
Yeah, I mean, Binski was constantly attacking one side of the map, and the other was pretty much unharassed, so I guess Yoyo took that time to creep spread all he wanted, but at the same time, he's running into this base once again, taking down some of the reinforcements.
Yeah, another Bane run by being set up as well.
He could hit them.
Have to be a little bit careful to avoid all of that bio, but regardless, he's buying a lot of time. Ling Bane is on the way. Hydrogen just finished up as well to go Ling Bane Hydra. We're still lacking a Lurker Den and Infestation Pit, but I'm sure he's going to be waiting to gather more of those gases as Yoyo establishes his 5th base.
Yeah, both players working on their tech. Spaghetti is about to finish his Dream Close, so that is also gonna be a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And... Ooh, another? They actually passed the mine.
They run past the mine, and is he looking? Oh, he doesn't need to look. There's too many Marines here. The DPS is too high.
Sad.
Feels sad. And meanwhile, that was a really good hit. Oh my god.
It was, yeah. Also taking the time and the reinforcements as well, it looks like. The Widow Mine is already shot, so they're not gonna be able to defend the Marines from this.
Yeah, exclamation mark Funada Spaghetti. To be fair, like, obviously there's no more tank production, he's going to Widow Mines, but he only had a single Widow Mine to back his army up. He keeps pushing out with very few factory units, so he doesn't really have too much of a foothold here every single time.
Yeah, and look at the map. Yoyo is just taking more and more of like creep, like quiz. There's always something on the map for him. Yeah, he's just slowly taking over.
Exactly. Meanwhile, oh no, the queens are left idle here. 3 queens get picked off once again. But there's plenty of Ling Bane here to defend. At the same time, another Bane run by.
Yeah, another Bane run by, and more workers are falling. Ooh, that was a shot.
Those were 2 very good Widowmine shots. Aye. Despite all this economic damage, Spaghetti is still trading fairly well with his army. We have another drop here on the right-hand side, clearing up all this creep, so he is fighting back. He actually takes the supply lead.
Yeah, it is, but now the army is just swarming over that little drop. And yeah, what's the next step? Is Spaghetti just gonna keep like going wave after wave after wave with the same kind of army?
I mean, I'm still waiting for lurkers. Infestation Pit was just thrown down, and ideally, like again, Lingbane Hydra isn't the best army. But there's only Bio here. There's not that many. Again, there's just not that many Widowmines with this army, so Yoyo should be fine. But oh my god, the army gets on top of the lair. Sorry, the hatchery.
Yeah, and they snipe it down. Actually, this army is like almost pure marine.
Yeah.
So they have to be really, really careful with the banelings. But yeah, they take another base. Oh, the Hydras take a few medivacs, that's nice. But the base on the east is in danger as well.
Yeah, Yoyo is getting pulled apart. Everything is coming here to defend. Despite Yoyo's army honestly being pretty impressive, it's just never where it needs to be. And now he's lost the base. He has to regain it. He lost 13 SCVs, sorry, 13 drones as well. But finally, there is that lurker den.
Yeah, finally he got the moment to once again take up. The Marines are just marching straight on the creep. It's quite funny.
They don't even care. Yoyo's trying to set himself up for a bit of a run by. Again, the creep spread is looking really impressive here on the right-hand side. On the left, he keeps trying to respread it. Eventually, he'll get back up and running. Oh no, the link run by.
Yeah, the run by actually passes right through the bio, and most of the links just die on move command. I guess they are kind of a scouting force at this point, but that's a lot of losses for not much gain.
Yeah, he was trying to set up a run by, but he wasn't anticipating the reinforcements to already be there on location. Meanwhile, Binski rotates around to the right-hand side of the map instead. He wants this fresh base. Ooh, Banelings do get taken out. Sorry, Banelings do take out a Widowmine there.
They do, but there are nice pre-splits on the Marines, so there won't be that many hits from the Banelings, and with them gone, the Hydras are pretty defenseless.
Yeah, exactly. The first lurker is on the way, but only a single lurker. It looks like Yoyo's trying to set up for a bit of a surround here, for a bit of a flank. He's going in.
Yeah, he's going in. There's still more Widowmines taking their shots, and I think there's actually enough there to overpower this, maybe?
Yeah, just enough, especially with the Baneling reinforcement. No, the move command! More Hydras get taken out, and I think that's every single Hydra. Yoyo survives, but with a little bit of army miscontrol there means that he won't be able to morph in any lurkers anytime soon. Only stuck with one because his Hydra count was reset.
Yeah, indeed. A lot of losses on your side. He holds for now, so that's nice, but definitely wasn't the ideal engagement he hoped for, and now these queens are in danger.
Yeah, the queens are getting picked up one after the other. Only a single queen remaining here after that engagement. And again, we just need more lurkers, Poppy. He only has one. 5 Hydras were just made, but Yoyo's trying to go for a run by instead. And thankfully, Binski doesn't keep pushing. He goes for a drop.
Yeah, I guess maybe Yoyo is trying to like get Binski's attention back to his bases, but he doesn't really seem to care that much with like the tanks and all the SimCity there.
Exactly. Meanwhile, that's a very exposed lurker. Ugh, lurker gets picked off there. A little bit of misplacement by Yoyo, but he does have a couple more behind this, and the lurker upgrades are finishing up. Adaptive Talons is already done. Seismic Spine's finishing up as well. Ugh.
Yeah, more Widowmine shots on this Lingbane, but they do take a bit of the bio, and Binski actually decides to move back.
God, but another drop here on the left-hand side is gonna get the hatchery again. Yoyo is really struggling to defend multiple bases at once. The reason for that, he just doesn't really have a drone count. He doesn't have an army. He hasn't been able to get above 160 supply this entire game.
Yeah, I feel like it's also important to point out the upgrades, like Binski's bio army is actually already on 3-3, so these Marines are even more deadly than they seem.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the reason why we don't have 3-3 started here for Yoyo is that, again, he just doesn't have an economy right now. He's been stuck at a pretty low drone count, 67. Ideally, you want to be up at around 80 at this point. We'll see if he can slow the game down, though, and stabilize now that he does have the lurkers.
I mean, the lurkers are great, but we have tanks on the other side, and the ghosts are already coming as well, so yeah. I feel like they won't be that effective for too long.
Exactly, he's on a bit of a timer here as Binski's pushing in once again on the right-hand base. A lot of the creep was already pre-cleared up. The base is getting targeted down. He has to go in.
Yeah, he's collapsing on this army, but most of the lurkers are actually being taken down, and with all these tanks still standing, Binski holds.
Yeah, exactly. That was not the best engagement there for Yoyo. There's only one lurker remaining. Every single other one was taken down. He goes for a bit of a lurker run by, which is nice, but again, there's just no buffer for the lurkers. They're all alone. And GG gets called. Binski takes the series 2-1.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh.
Nicely done by Binski. A very, very strong series. I mean, there were moments where it looked like Yoyo had potential to come back, but in the end, like, I feel like it was just, yeah, it's just like a macro thing where, like, it just Binski always had the upgrades, always had the numbers, like, just kept going.
Yeah, I would say it just came down to the harassment there from Binski. There was that one moment where Binski killed the fourth base on the left-hand side, where that shouldn't have happened. Like, he was able to just run his way through creep and just dive on the base. And there was an army there, but it looked like Yoyo was just a little bit too scared to engage. He just didn't really feel too confident to fight there, and he lost his base. And after that happened, he really struggled to establish a fourth. It was kind of a snowball effect from that point.
Yeah, I can see that. And we have our next series ready, it looks like.
Yeah, so congratulations to Binski. He will be advancing on in this bracket. Again, these brackets are quite brutal. There is no double elimination. There's no lower bracket. So once you are out, you are out. You're done. And he moves on to face a Protoss player. No, sorry, a Terran. It's Terran, right? It's been a while.